Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. We're so happy to have Katy Pinke today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And our favorite co-host, Cassandra Jenkins. I wanted to tell the listeners that my first time at the studio was with you, Katy.
Yes.
You came to sing with me. I was like...
It was yours music because you were being interviewed by Scott Einhorn.
Exactly. And that's when I was like, oh my God, I have to do a show.
You out loud said, I want to do this. How do you do this? And Scott was like, I guess we could figure this. I remember you having the idea out loud.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. We got to go to the tape sometime.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy because it's very meta. It's very a thing within a thing because you had the idea to have this radio show on the radio at the station. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was just having such a nice...
It was nice
time.
Mm-hmm. My dad is not really barking.
How long is
My door is not really
you want to switch now? Bring it.
I don't love how this sounds.
We are
Go.
going from
Give
Mars
this, bring this one.
without the sharks, waiting for us to go in.
Like it as long as it is.
My heart is not really barking. My lesson's not really over. If only she turns around, we could be living around. I would have loved to love her.
You can also just bring that, but will that make it? So many things happened since we last hung. Today I was going to tell you that let's have dinner after with Jackie West.
But she's
then
not.
I
She moved
cried.
out.
Because she moved away. Is it a secret?
I don't think it's a secret anymore. I think it was a secret for a moment.
Yes.
But she had a birthday party.
Did you come? I missed you. Were you there earlier?
I was there early.
I had a gig and then came late. Oh no, I missed you. Okay.
I was there early because I had to go back uptown.
Oh my, right.
But it was a birthday party, and someone right on my way there was like, "Are you going to Jackie's going away party?" And I was like, "Wait a second, this party has two completely
meanings.
different identities."
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was a double meaning.
And some people knew and some people didn't. But I got there and I was given the official news.
Wow.
One of our beloveds is, in fact, moving to New Hampshire.
The Berkshires.
New Hampshire?
Oh,
the
the
Berkshire,
Berkshires,
yeah.
yeah.
What is it called? Boston?
Something
Like
outside of New York.
Massachusetts?
It's in Massachusetts, Berkshires, but it's like close. Like she could easily drive to locations upstate New York and be considered part of that whole zone. Yeah.
Do you know if she has what is she planning to do there?
I think she's going to record another record.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I know that. And she's going to be in nature. She's trying to make a shift, I think, with money jobs to figure something else out. Because she spent such a meaningful period of her life doing jazz, singing jazz standards.
Right.
And now she's, I think, making a shift there too.
What is she going to make money from?
We'll see.
Oh.
I think she's got lots of different ideas. We'll figure it out.
Amazing. That's
Hopefully.
exciting.
Yeah.
Have you ever made a big change?
So many times.
Really? Tell us a little. I feel like you would.
Well, when I was younger, I lived in China and I was a translator. And so my life looks so different than...
How do you know Chinese?
Because I studied it in college and I was a dork about it. So I just got really in there and then lived there a lot while I was in college. So that was my first life.
What part of China?
Beijing mostly.
Wow.
And then I had an existential crisis when I was 25 and then left and...
You were 25 in China and you had a crisis?
I had just turned 25 and then I was I need to leave here. The pollution
Did you
was
have
getting really
your
bad.
whole life there?
I had a whole life.
You have Chinese friends? And
Yeah. I was friends with a lot of artists and some dissidents actually. I knew people who I shouldn't say this on. Well, I saw some shit, And,
wow.
But eventually I was translating a lot for artists and for galleries and stuff. And I was a closet artist because I don't come from I don't have artists in my family, so I didn't really see a path forward. But then when I was there, I ended up really understanding the brains of all these artists I was translating for. And then being around a lot of them and around all these curators and all these kind of interdisciplinary, really cool thinkers and artists, I think it got to a point where I was I can't deny sort of where my destiny is calling me. And so I came back here and started to figure something else out and I had to do that complete shift thing without knowing what was on the other side of it or how I was going to get there.
Right. Yeah. And the first art you started making was visual art?
No, actually. I was a theater person.
Oh, wow.
So I came back here and I was like making these like DIY theater pieces and like auditioning for stuff and being in other people's plays and doing a lot of like experimental theater, basically.
That
for a bit.
explains your text. I'm on my way was at an intense
Puppet rehearsal. Yes,
Oh, wow.
because
No context.
no context. I just like I don't know why I'm figuring everyone knows what I'm doing when, because if we live in like an Instagram world where some people might know what that means, but then other people didn't happen to not see the post. But my album release show, I'm about to release an album, and this album for my album release shows, I like to make like interdisciplinary things that kind of like explore the worlds of the songs. So this one's a puppet show.
Wow.
And I've like built, it's like a DIY puppet show. So I've been just launched into building all these puppets, which in a way is very foreign for me because I've just never done it, but also all of the principles of theater and of visual art. Cause like the puppets are animations, like life-size animations of paintings I made that are on the album art.
Oh my God.
So it's very exciting to me because I never discovered puppetry before. But then, do you know Lindsay Weaving? Do you know Derek, formerly Leslie, Derek Weaving? He was in the band Tiny Hazard for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So Derek's a good friend and Lindsay's a good friend. And Lindsay was like, what are you going to do for this show? And I was like, I don't know. And we had like a brainstorm session. And I think she's the one who maybe said, I'm seeing puppets. And I was like, I don't know anything about that, but like, I'll try that. And now I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense because it's like visual art and it's theater and it's so musical. So that's why I just didn't sleep last night and then just was in a 4-hour puppet rehearsal.
Like a micro version of day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Are you using marionettes or hand puppets?
They are hand puppets, and some of them are like 5 feet tall, and so they're like full-bodied, like cardboard humanoids, and like others are smaller, and like more like little sprites. And then there's like a kind of these paper mache paper lanterns I've built that are kind of, there's a lot going on. And then there's also a crank box, which is actually a scroll of paintings, but it looks like a kind of a TV lit from the inside. So
And you're going to make the Sultan Room like...
It's going to be the Sultan Room, and it's like but the thing is, I mean, that was the venue that I'm friendly with the people there, so it worked out to be the venue, but I didn't realize until we rehearsed today, or until I've kind of come to suss out the space and figure out how I'm going to do this, how great it is for theater.
Cool.
It's such a kind of like mystically weird venue.
Yeah.
When is the show?
It's on February 25th, so it's soon.
Wow.
And yeah, today was like a whirlwind. I don't know how, but we somehow blocked the whole thing. But and I didn't know how I was
Did
going
you
to do it.
bring other people that do?
Yeah, there's
have
puppeteers.
experience?
I'm
Wow.
lucky because I have been a theater person before and have just lots of friends in different scenes. I found some puppeteers who could do it with me, and I have a co-director who we built all the puppets together, and I still have to paint all the puppets, and I have a lot. It's nonstop. I have a lot to do, but it's like very fun and a really good thing to be occupied with right now, because every time I get like freaked out about the world or want to go into a total tailspin, like I can't, because I have to interact with these physical objects and like make stuff.
I've just realized that it's my lifeline right now is to have a project.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing keeping me from really not doing well right now.
Yeah.
So yeah. What project are you doing right now?
Thank you for asking. I feel like I've got my hands in a few different pots, but I'm making a friend a music video. So that's also getting me outside and
That is so
shooting
cool.
a lot on my little camcorder.
Wait, that's amazing. Oh my gosh.
It's fun. We should tape your puppet show.
Oh my God, for sure.
And I have just conceived of this idea for a record that I want to make, which is, I'm calling it in parentheses, like secretly my spa album.
Spa.
But yeah, spa, S-P-A.
Got it.
Because first of all, love massage. I love everything about massage, and I love the aesthetic of the New York massage parlor.
I noticed that on some of your art and like videos and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
So I'm really interested in just getting into the musical side of that. And if I were to make an alternate version of my record that you hear when you unlock the spa level in the Nintendo game.
This is so cool. I love thinking about things as video games where like, right, because you walk into a room and like, it's like Mario and Luigi are the same, but they're like transformed how they look. And I love thinking about things like that.
Exactly. But suddenly they have like a robe and slippers.
Right, exactly.
And there's essential oil.
I love that. Right. And like maybe they're, instead of being kind of like glitchy, now they're like smoothed over at the edges and like their foreheads aren't like, are smooth.
You get it.
Yeah, I totally understand.
You're right there with me.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Because I'm wondering too, like, how is this idea going to translate?
I fucking love this idea.
But
Excuse my language.
I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it really once I locked into this idea, like I have this project, I just started to feel so focused and so relieved.
It just like it's like a place to put your energy.
Yeah.
That is actually alchemizing whatever's happening.
Yeah.
And like centering and everything like that. Yeah.
And in my case, kind of analyzing what is relaxing piano music.
Right. It's so fun to have something where it like sends you on like a research path that like you would have no other reason to do, and suddenly you're going to become an expert on like.
Exactly.
It's true. Okay. Taking us back a little.
Yeah.
So when did you start making music and like writing songs?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I think I was always doing it like in high school, you know, just like the way that you just write songs.
Right.
But, well, I was doing a lot of theater, and then I was starting to draw. And then in like 20, I fell in love with somebody who was still my friend, but at the time I was in love with him. And he was an artist that opened up a lot for me. Like it was the first time where I like actually understood he and his friends, like in Brooklyn and around Brooklyn. I never understood why like going out and drinking could be fun, because like in college it just seemed like people were like competitively drinking and whatever.
Right.
And then when I was around like 29, finally I was like, oh, there's all these people are inspiring. I love talking to them. I want to hang out with them until 4 a.m. And he kind of like opened my life like that. And then was like, I remember being out one night and he was like, yeah, so I want to hear your songs. And he just assumed I had songs.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any songs, but I had like a poem I'd written, and I decided to make that into a song to show him as if I'd always had a song. And I think that kind of like, he was important. Like he was someone who I couldn't express a lot of my feelings for him because it wasn't that kind of relationship. Like
You never told him what you feel?
I never like really said I love you, but instead
Were you ever like romantic?
we were, but it was like kind of, we were trying to keep it casual sort of thing, but we had a lot of love for each other, but it wasn't, it was the first time I was in something where it was just like, we kept it kind of boundaried, which was kind of healthy in a way.
Why is it healthy?
Because it was like,
Americans are so weird. Why are boundaries healthy?
some boundaries are healthy. And I think I was in a time in my life where it was a really good, it was just the time in my life where it was a really good thing to have something where we were like friends we were like intimate, like physically intimate and romantic, but we kind of kept a lot. We didn't get into all those like deep, like conversations where we're trying to analyze each other and analyze what's going on.
Right.
We just it was like kind of some kind of mutual. I was in a lot of pain over it at different times because I wanted to know what this was and all this stuff. But something about how much I loved him like allowed me to not even push those conversations and just see if I could be okay with it being what it was. I had also just done my first like meditation retreat, so maybe I was just like in that thing in general of like trying to just be with what comes up for me instead of like asking someone else to fix it for me. And because it was contained in that way and not expressive in a certain way, I was like posting drawings on Instagram, hoping, because he loved my art. So like I was like trying to communicate with him through the paintings and then through these songs. So it was like, it became more of an outlet for me than before. And that kind of just started me off, I think, there was a lot else going on maybe, but I feel like the love was a big part of it, that relationship. So yeah,
Wow.
it was like 2017, I started really writing songs.
I've always thought that like a crush is the best kind of
Motivation to write songs.
Yeah, it really is amazing what it'll make you do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know this is more than a crush what you're describing, but
No, but it's the same thing.
fuel.
Yeah, exactly. It was like
Yeah.
that's like frustrated thing
Yeah, the energy needs to go somewhere.
that it needed to go somewhere. Yeah. So
Yeah. Are you still friends?
we're still friends. He's one of the dearest people in my life.
Do we know him?
I don't know if you know him, but actually he's the reason I know Jackie West.
Ah.
He introduced us, and because I used to host a kind of performance night thing that he
Nico?
co-hosted with me. What's that?
Nico.
No, he's a newer friend, even though he's a dear friend, Nico.
Okay.
No, this is, I don't want to say his name on
Okay.
air, but he's amazing, and he probably wouldn't care. But he's
If
out.
he knows that we're talking about him, will he know that like you're
Yeah.
revealing that you were in love or you were?
He knew that I was in love with him.
Okay.
But like, I mean, also I hope he doesn't hear this, just because like, well, actually I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he won't hear this. But
Yeah.
he's very special. He doesn't live in New York anymore. But yeah.
Do you think you'll stay in New York? Are you from New York?
I grew up in New Jersey, in Northwest Jersey, but
okay.
now like my family's all basically, well, a lot of my family is here in New York now.
Okay. So you two are not going anywhere.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't
I
think
made
so.
a decision a while ago that I'm not like pursuing friendships with people not from New York anymore because it's always heartbreaking
It
when
is.
they leave.
It is hard. But you can't not form.
I know,
relationships
but like
'cause
I always feel safer with New Yorkers because I feel like they're around and they're not
around.
leaving at some point.
we do kind of stick together. There's definitely like a chosen family vibe for whoever is gonna like keep trying to make this work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard when people leave, and it also starts to feel like they're like out of the or there's such an orbit or like a vortex.
Yeah.
So
That's
Yeah.
hard for them to feel like now they're living like a life that don't matter.
right. Need some New York solipsism there.
Yeah.
For real.
Do you know, I have to tell you about something I just discovered last night or like the night before the dinner.
Mhm.
It's kind of unrelated, but I feel like you would love it. Do you ever watch like ASMR videos on YouTube?
Oh, yes.
Sometimes it's been a while actually. There was
So
a while.
everyone knows about it?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, so this is a new discovery for you?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I kind of want to start making some.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do it.
Isn't it amazing?
Isn't that thing, you know how
I
like
feel like I could be like very relaxed and relaxing.
I would love an ASMR video from you.
Right?
Yeah, listen, just thinking about just you talking about it, I started
It
to
already
feel
induces
how
the-
those videos make me feel
Yeah,
just
right.
now. I was
Which
going
which
into that
genre
space.
are you into?
I love there's that one woman who gives massages and like touches people's hair.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I forget
I've never
her name.
heard of this. Wow.
Someone, I'm telling you why I know about it.
I
A
love
friend of like a friend, his girlfriend, asked me if I will do a massage. Like she's doing ASMR videos and she wants to massage my head on one. I'm like,
What?
of course.
Oh my gosh,
It's
that's
not
so
the
cool.
woman that I'm
No,
Okay.
it's someone else. She just started, but she's already
That's my
like
favorite
making
genre.
money off
This is
YouTube.
wild. I didn't realize. I've seen even pickles. I used to watch the ones eating pickles,
Whoa.
like the sound
That's
of the
new to
crunch.
me.
But
Oh
like
my
I've
God.
Wow.
that's all I remember now that I'm thinking about it. But I've never seen. I mean, I love pickles and I love the cold, crunchy thing. So like that was always great. But I can't imagine really what the ones with the massages is like.
Yeah, I think it feels like you're being
Oh, you think you're
touched
getting
and
the
caressed in that way almost.
Whoa.
It's
Right.
like without it actually happening.
I'd have to see what it's like right now. Just hearing it described, I'm feeling a little like uneasy. I'm feeling a
Like
little
invaded?
like I'm
Yeah.
feeling a little violated.
Really? I had him.
Slightly, like a slight.
I once went on like I was dating someone who loved watching like chiropractor like cracking
They have
people
ASMR
up.
for chiropractic.
Yeah.
Well, they
I
have.
don't know if it's called ASMR, but
No, I've seen this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I know what it's about, and it's I intentionally did not go too far down because I didn't want the algorithm to pick up on it and maybe send me that.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing that you have to be careful. Even if you're interested in something, you got to be careful what you put in because that's where you're going to start getting out. Like, and I noticed that with the, the Meta social media platform that we all use.
Yeah.
Like that I try to be really choosy about what I like and save because I want it to keep sending me things that have good energy or sort of like give me some wisdom. Like when it's like the homepage and it's like not my friend stuff, like I want to keep getting like, the marginalia kind of stuff or like niche or like those ones. So I like try to I'll like actively find them and like save them so it knows to send me like
Yeah.
when the algorithm is at its highest vibration, like
Yeah.
what it sends back.
Mm.
But yeah, because it picks up on things so quickly.
Yeah, and I wonder if it picks up on certain types of things faster. than
Faster,
others. Like,
right.
It really does seem like a true reflection of our brain.
It really is.
And like our brain is going to
It's kinda-
chase after shiny, you know?
yeah.
Mhm.
Shiny
So-
or extreme
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
extreme. But if we're making sure to focus on
Right.
positive, focus on whatever.
That's why
Mhm.
that's why it really feels like a
Understand.
metaphor for life because like it's the same thing with like if you're noticing the good things, more good things start showing up,
Absolutely.
So it's so like that.
Your attention is like the most
It's everything.
valuable thing.
Yeah.
Do you have some things you do to like keep your focus and protect yourself from
I actually want to plug something that I want to start a revolution with this.
Okay.
I on my way back from this year's meditation retreat, someone that I know from the retreat told me about this. And now I use a thing called Brick. Do you guys know about this already?
No.
It's magnetized to my fridge and I just like put my phone up. I download the app, put my phone up to it, and then I leave my house and I cannot unlock that social media platform I mentioned while I'm out of the house. I have to be in the house and physically retouch my phone to that magnet to unlock that app.
Wow.
And that
You're
app for
not
me-
saying the app so you won't get it on your
I don't really know why
Okay.
I'm not saying it because I just think it's somewhat evil or something like that.
It
It's,
starts
like-
with
it's like
F.
Voldemort. It's Voldemort.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, but just specifically that one or other ones
For
like that?
me, for me, it's that one because that one, for whatever reason,
Can
is
I
the-
say just to make sure I get Facebook?
no, IG.
Instagram.
IG.
Okay. So that specific one, you can't open it when you're
That
out of
one,
the
I
house?
lock myself out of it when I'm out of the house by using this thing called the brick. And then when I'm home, I've been locking my phone. When I make all these puppets, I need to make sure I get them done. So I lock my phone in this box called Mind Sight. And then
Oh my God.
it's a timed box. What's that sound?
Sounds like a phone.
Yeah, is that,
Ah.
speaking of, is that one of our phones?
I put mine on airplane mode.
Mine is also on airplane mode shooting us.
Interesting.
Sometimes there's like aliens at the studio.
Okay, like
it's probably
a
them.
haunting.
Yeah, they treated it. It's usually, by the way, not coming up on air,
Oh, okay.
but it's
just for
annoying
us.
for us.
Okay.
It's the aliens telling
It's
us.
the aliens to
to
change
go
the
get-
topic.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. What do you guys do to I also meditate, but what do you guys do to focus?
You meditate every day in the morning?
I have like a moment of mindfulness or two every day. If I can, I'll try to meditate like a little bit at home for like 5 to 10 minutes even.
Yeah.
Just something to remember what it's like to like contact that deeper center.
Totally. I've been recently into sound baths.
Oh, I did one for the first time the other day.
I mean,
It was
I only
crazy.
did it only for the first time, but I'm craving another one.
Yeah. It's incredible. Because I don't know how's that work.
It's so amazing. It's not also like, I have a hard time believing that like something is like actually affecting
I
you.
know that's what happens to me too. I was like not buying it on like
Yeah.
a rational level, and then by the end of it, I was like putty. But I
Because I'm
could
telling you, I think physically it does something because I felt you hear a lot of like
gurgling.
juices in the body move because the sound actually moves them.
Right.
So there's a lot of like water
Yeah.
sound.
It's like organizing your cells or something.
And it makes sense that like a lot of things kind of like
Get washed out.
get washed out. A lot of things we're trying to talk about and la 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 la. Instead, they just like get solved like that. I don't know if solved, but like
They get like flushed out of the system or like organized or just don't matter
Something.
as much or yeah.
I know. And also this place I'm going to, the woman who teaches the classes is so relaxing and nice to be around.
Where is
So
this?
Martina took me there. She's now teaching there too.
Wait, do I know Martina?
Martina is an amazing jazz singer. Martina da Silva. I feel like you would know her, but you don't.
No, I don't
Has
know.
she been a guest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Only recently, by the way, but she's a good friend of mine since like new school. Like one of my
Cool.
older New York friends. She's from New York.
Okay. And she'll never leave.
Yeah. She's very close with Joanna. She went
Okay.
to school with her.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So that's why I feel like you would know.
Right.
Anyway, so Martina is now, she became a healer. So healer. The thing with Suzanne, the woman who started this center.
Wait, is it the Ohm Center?
Yes.
I live right there.
Oh my God.
When I first moved to that apartment, I would go to the Ohm
We
Center,
have to
Suzanne,
go.
and she's done acupuncture on me and told me about like
Yeah, exactly.
past
So
lives
tell
and
us,
stuff.
because she's telling everything. Like she comes there and will tell you things about
she
you.
does because she's one of those people.
Was she right with you?
I don't know because I don't personally know about my past lives, but she seemed very sure about it and it didn't seem wrong. I can't remember what she said actually, but yeah, like I was coming out of a very hard time when I moved to that apartment, and she was like helping me sort of like, and I would go in there, and I actually helped out there one time. I thought I was maybe going to start helping out. I dropped a bunch of my business cards off because she was trying to help me get more work with the
Wow.
translation. Yeah, that's so funny. So yeah, Suzanne at the Ohm. That's where
Yeah.
you were at the Ohm Center.
And her son, Ethan, is amazing.
Yeah, she's got amazing kids.
But he's now an adult and he teaches there
he's
there
teaching?
too. And like Martina told me he's actually the shit.
Sorry, I kind of just like can't believe this. Do you know that when next time you're there,
I'm
tell me because I
shocked.
live 2 blocks
I
away.
will. And I'm kind of planning to go this weekend.
Okay. Great.
Let's
I'll
do the
see you.
sound bath.
Let's do it.
I feel like we need to do sound bath and massage soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's have a day.
Yeah.
Have a spa day, and then it can be research also for your
Yeah, you
album.
can also have it as a ride
You should
out.
be spending a ton of time in these places. Are you already doing that?
Well, every time I get a massage, it is obviously
okay.
for
For research?
explicitly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And dear record label, I will need an extra
Right,
several
right,
$1,000s
right.
for regular
Research.
massages.
I mean, like this is like
Yes.
kind of the reverse of like I've noticed that I have a problem where like I have a trouble just like letting myself. Well, actually, it's also just hard to have the means to do it. But like every time I'm like quote unquote going on a vacation, I never am because I'm always like doing it for a project or something. But this is like the reverse of that.
Yes, 100%.
Which is very cool. Yeah.
Do you ever take a vacation?
So for the first time in many, many years, I did a thing last spring where I actually, for just 3 days, got myself an Airbnb in a cabin near where Wilco does those like concerts.
In Mexico?
Masmoka, like
Oh.
near Masmoka.
Okay.
I like got this like little cabin that was like a guest house of this family in the mountains, and I just like was there for 3 days by myself and just like cooked and walked onto a river and stuff. But I did end up
Making
working
writing
on
poems?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like I hadn't had a reset of any kind like that in a really long time.
That's nice.
Although I guess I do these meditation retreats like every year.
Ah,
so
that's a
kind
big
of
one.
that's kind of like my vacation. But it's just I'm in silence and I'm just, meditating all the time.
When was the last retreat?
I just did it in January.
Wow. And do you feel like still under the spell of that?
No, but it's really hard to reintegrate after. Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time. Do you do any of that kind of thing? Yeah.
I have done like week-long
Yeah, exactly.
silent meditation retreats. And the one that I went to was in California, and there was a whole kind of day devoted to reintegration.
Right.
Which at the time I was kind of like, why this big deal about reintegration? And then I found myself like walking through San Francisco feeling like I was on drugs.
Yes.
Like-
It's a totally altered state.
Yeah.
Like
Yo.
the mind is a
Yeah.
drug.
Yeah, I fully was like zoning out and really feeling just more psychedelic than I've ever felt before.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that reintegration stuff really.
What do they
weren't
do in
kidding.
the reintegration?
They were just talking about how, I mean, for me, it's been a while now, but how to gradually bring yourself into the
Like the rhythm of this world.
rhythm
Yeah.
of the world, the rhythm of your daily life. Give yourself time to go step by step back into that
Right.
pace.
Right.
Yo.
And not just like jump onto your email and go back to work on
Right.
Monday from 9 to,
When I've had to learn over cumulatively over years how to not just jump back habitually into how I usually am, because when I do that, I've had like a rough time.
exactly. You can kind of crash.
Yeah. Like you have to start out, you kind
Yo.
of introduce things like slowly back in that are from
Yeah.
your old or your normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm shocked
By what? By
by the
like, that
meditation
process?
retreats. No,
Yeah.
I feel like I would never have like the courage to take a week and go. I don't know if I can like do it. You
It's
think I can?
hard.
Yeah, it sounds like torture.
It kind of is. I think there were a few people at mine that like had to
leave.
because you're engaging with your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you all
Only
that
your
stuff.
mind.
Yep. It's just you. And like all the things. Yeah. I feel like over the years, I've become more and more just like okay in it. But I remember the first 2 years or whatever, just like hating my brain, like just
Yeah.
wanting it to shut off.
Yo.
And like all these voices and characters and come up. And the first meditation retreat, I like wrote the teacher a note being like, do I have like a mental disorder? Like I'm hearing all these voices. Like, should I be worried? And they were like,
Yo.
don't worry. Cause like you start hearing what's happening in there. And a lot of these thoughts just like aren't yours. Like they weren't,
know.
they're not mine. Like, I don't
Yo.
know whose voice I'm hearing. Someone pops up whose face I feel like I've never seen before. And they just start telling me things.
Oh my God.
or like talking. And I'm like, and it just sounds like they call it monkey mind, where like all these thoughts and things that you've absorbed from somewhere, you don't know
Yeah.
where, just start coming up. But then over the course of the thing, it starts to quiet down and you start to hear like quieter voices, like
Yeah.
little whispers of like your intuition, or like my dreams start to get like a clearer feeling. But I have noticed that as like phone use and the way we live has like kind of amped up with regard to technology and stuff, that it takes me longer to like shed all of those layers and get to the point where I'm like having dreams where there's like a bear and like more archetypal dreams.
Right.
You know, it takes time
Yeah.
to get it all
What
away.
are the dreams that are infused by technology?
I guess it's just like,
Things you see, you like come to your.
I think for
Yeah.
me, it's more like my daily life is more on a loop
Yeah.
versus I'm entering this dream
Space.
state.
Right.
It's more like I'm actually just going through all the boring shit I
Exactly.
did today.
Yeah.
right,
And
right.
on
The
loop.
gunk,
It's-
like you have
yeah.
to take out all that. They say the teachers like talk. My teachers talk about like taking out the trash. Like first you have to take out the trash, and then
Yeah.
like
Acknowledge the trash.
Acknowledge the trash. Allow the trash. The trash will leave on its own if you just notice the trash.
Did we just guide a meditation?
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, should we spend a few minutes on like doing a meditation?
Oh my gosh.
Or it's weird.
I'm not.
I don't feel trained to do it. Yeah.
that.
I feel like I would be irresponsible to like.
Really, it's so easy. We just like meditate and like say, let's not do it.
I don't know.
I
No, we
need to
also
be
don't
led
have
today.
that long.
I
Yeah.
need
Yeah, I
someone
think
to
now
hold
someone
my-
else to guide me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
baby hand through the trash bin.
I
Yeah.
once brought my meditation teacher on a show here.
Wow.
And
Really?
I never
That's so
released
cool.
it. I don't know why. I'll do it.
You
It
should
was really
release
good.
it.
And he did a guided meditation and talked about
Oh,
some
that's
things.
incredible. Who's your meditation teacher?
I used to go. I stopped going. I'm a little bit,
That's okay.
Been
You can
lazy.
get back on it.
but I went for a long time to Kadampa.
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
been there with all the Buddhas and
Yeah.
I like that place.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And there's a guy. So there's one in the city, like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Chelsea, and there's one in Williamsburg. Why are you smiling?
Oh, I just think it's funny. Like, oh, the meditation place with all the Buddhas. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
the grocery store with all the
exactly.
Buddhas.
Exactly.
I just
It was very
no,
fun.
totally. You're right.
No, but for you, it registers
Yeah.
a
Specifically,
specific
right. I
event.
had like a specific image because like the Kadampa I went to had like a very prominent shrine with like many Buddhas like behind a
Yeah.
glass, and you like meditate
Yeah.
towards
It's
them.
kind of like funky Buddhas, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have,
yeah. It's like funky, and they're like all decked out with bling. I think.
Yeah,
that's my
exactly.
At least that's my like dream like memory of it. But it's been
No,
years.
it's very exaggerated Buddhas.
Okay,
with
right.
like
Exaggerate. Wait, that's a good name.
personalities.
Exaggerated Buddhas needs to be something. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
Anyway,
cool.
so
Right.
the Buddhas, so they have another center. They have a few more. They're like expanded, but one is in Williamsburg. And
Right.
one of the teachers in Williamsburg, I really like him because it's very like how to meditate when you live in New York.
Right. I like
'Cause,
that.
like,
Practical.
Yeah, it's practical, but not in a like downgraded way. In
Sure.
a way that actually makes you like, I don't know.
Sometimes
It's
it can be even
relevant
more
to you.
spiritual, I feel like, when something that's like
Exactly.
pragmatic in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like meditation for dummies.
No.
Yeah,
right.
or like not meditation if you're like, I don't know, in a retreat somewhere. Like, no, you're going outside to the subway and So
Exactly.
it's nice that he's like making it for you.
Right. Cater to this environment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And his Sunday morning classes are amazing. I used to go even with Lee. We used to go every Sunday in the beginning of
It's
a
a nice
relationship.
couples thing to meditate together. Yeah.
I know, but we're both off it. We're totally in the Zoomies area.
Right.
Oh.
We both like get high on coffee and like, like 100%, like 120, like on, like doing everything, like
Yeah.
distracted all the time. In a fun way, we like create a lot.
That's really fun. I think
But
you gotta
it's
go through
like,
phases.
we're a little
different-
off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You'll come back.
We'll come back at some point
Mm-hmm.
when there's like, there's highs and lows. And the lows, you're like, oh, maybe I need to meditate.
Right. You have to sometimes you gotta hit a rock bottom or hit like
Yes.
something first before you. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully not a rock bottom, but maybe we'll like
Sorry, yeah.
feel the emptiness.
Right. Yeah. You'll be like, there's something I'm missing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's always a
But
good
right
time
now
to
you're
change.
riding the Zoomies and it's fun.
I think it's good to chase something when it's hot.
Yeah.
And you're chasing, I mean,
Yeah.
like a puppy. Just like
Do you
chasing
guys
stuff.
work on stuff together? Like,
Yes.
you and Lee, what are you making right now?
I mean, we never said let's do it, but
Right.
we've just like randomly. Lee's so amazing at everything, so it's easy to like. She participates in everything I do,
That's so cool.
and in a very like she doesn't have to be a singer, but she sings amazing. So recently we wrote 10 songs together.
That's so cool.
I know we did like a writing challenge with Cassandra knows the person who organized it. It's friends from Montreal.
Cool.
And there was like every 3 days a prompt, and we had to write a song, and we wrote 10 songs.
That's so cool.
So that's one, but we do so many other things together.
I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't had, that's not true. I had one relationship where I wrote, like kind of co-wrote, but I was kind of, that was like a long, like years and years ago. And I was kind of bossing the
Yeah.
process. Like I've never really gotten to have an experience where like I really,
I'm
got
really
into-
love co-writing.
I
So
love
feel
that.
like, yeah, I got good chops in how to do it.
collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But yeah, sometimes
with
I'm
your-
scared because our relationship is like very productive.
Right. Why does it
That's like-
scare you?
Because I had a lot of productive friendships, and like it kind of has like it happens and then it stops at some point.
Right. And you don't want your relationship. But the thing is, like,
I don't want the relationship to be sad. Right now, it's also fun like that, but it won't. We'll have other projects.
you'll have different
You'll
moments.
transfer that energy onto other things.
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
Like baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, we're all thinking that.
Wow.
No, I'm not having a baby now.
Okay. I was like, is this an announcement? Yeah.
No, but like at some
No,
point,
it's not. I'm
I have to tell you
Right.
something crazy.
Okay.
This week, I haven't done it yet, but he's not listening to the show. I texted someone. We're thinking like we'll probably do like sperm donation.
And you decided who you want to donate?
We said there's someone that if he'll be down, we'll consider, like someone that we do know.
This is so
And I
cool.
wrote to him that I have a question for him and he should probably be sitting down. And I haven't called him since, but I said, yes, I'm down. But I need to do that call.
He's
So
on
he
the edge
knows-
of his seat.
Right. He's
I
sitting
know.
down, but he's on the edge. Wait, are you?
Yeah, we're going to ask him. We'll see if it's a vibe. I'm shocked I'm saying it on the radio. Let's move on.
Okay, are you
Okay.
sure? Okay, because I have all these questions now
Okay,
about
ask.
that. How did you guys have conversations? Like, how did you decide? Was it just a gut thing, or like
About this guy? Or
Yeah,
about,
about deciding that him.
I think it's a guy, like it's something that's on our mind. Like when we see someone that looks hot or cool to us,
Cool.
we would think, wow, maybe. Sometimes as a joke, often as a joke, but he's like far enough from us that it's not like he's gonna be so like he's not a good friend.
Yes,
He lives far also. He just looks a little like us.
that's cool.
His sister looks like us. He's like, his vibe is right. It's hard to tell.
That's really cool. Oh, I hope it works out.
Me too, but also we'll be totally fine if it's not. It's the kind of the things that unless he's like super excited about it and it feels so right, it's better not to do it.
Right. It has to be very much like a fuck yes on everyone's
Exactly.
part.
If not, it's easier to like have someone who's not involved at
Right.
all.
Yeah, I feel like I was just thinking about what you were saying before about, oh no, when the productive period is over, like a lot. But that made me have a question of like, it seems like you guys have gone through a lot of evolutions. Like you've seen each
It's
other in a lot
true.
of different phases.
Mhm.
And that's like, so I don't know. I think that's like what I want in a relationship one day is just to
Yeah, what's up with your relationship wise?
Well, I had like
Sorry,
a,
I feel like I'm interviewed and I need to. No, we have time. You don't have to say.
I
But
had,
you want a relationship like that? That's amazing.
yeah, I definitely, I
mean,
want to have an experience where there's enough freedom for each person to like kind of go through their own evolution just kind of side by side and for it not to threaten
Yeah.
the relationship, you know, like
Totally.
not that necessarily my other relationships threatened it, but it's just like I had a lot of short relationships. Like I haven't
Right.
really had like a really long one that like really stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I thought about that a lot, just like the kind of mature relationship where you can like be a lot of different versions of yourself.
Yeah.
And each of you, and there's space for that. Yeah.
I don't feel like I had something like that exactly until Lee.
Lee. Yeah.
And actually, I'll tell you that before Lee, the thing that I had in mind, and I feel like you already have it, was kind of seeing relationships that had that and wanting that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's like,
Yeah, maybe it's coming for
I'm
you.
not in a rush though. I'm finally in a time in my life where like, I actually am not
actually
searching.
means that it will happen too.
Oh gosh.
so.
Like I'm okay. Like I really
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm finally figured out just kind of like when something doesn't feel right, just saying it and then moving on, which took me a long time.
It's very powerful.
Yeah. And because I've got so much to do anyway. I don't have time for something I don't want.
Exactly.
Are you still dating your boyfriend that I've met? Oh wait, we don't have to ask. We don't have to talk about this.
Love your response.
A little bit of a okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
I shook my head for anyone. It was a
I'm
very
talking about
It was a very
Calm.
subtle nod.
calm and slow.
Yeah.
nod.
Calm and slow nod. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's undergoing many changes. It's under
Right.
construction right
Got
now.
it.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay.
Website under construction.
Yeah.
Nice. Like many websites right now.
I feel like
Anyway.
we don't have a lot of time, and I want to say a few things. We're
Yes.
here because we're huge fans of your music.
Oh my God. That's why we're here? I
Yeah.
Yes.
And I also just feel like I want the radio show, instead of just being like me interviewing someone,
Yeah.
being this.
This
like
is so
us
fun.
hanging out. So like I feel like
I'm so glad.
we did it, but just to make sure that everyone knows that, first of all, if you're living in New York, come to Salt and Room on
The 25th.
25th.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Oh my gosh, this
Need
is
to
so
get a
nice.
ticket?
Yeah.
And also listen to Katy's album. So what, is it out already?
Not yet. I released 3 singles and it's out on the 21st. So it's out 4 days before the release show, which I don't know if that's smart, but that's how it's happening.
That's smart, because then we can like learn the songs and come excited.
Hopefully. But yeah, so, and this is my first time pressing vinyl and I'm really happy because I like designed all the,
Amazing.
or I made all the art and collaborated with someone. Yeah.
How do you feel like about how the singles landed?
I have no idea how to like gauge that. Like, I mean,
But just your feeling.
My feeling?
Without like analytics.
I feel good. I had some people wrote to me saying that they were moved or that kind of thing, which I
That's
always
always
like.
nice.
And yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I forget. Oh yeah, these are songs that like I was sitting on a long time that I like started writing like way back, and
Is
then
the
like
thing that you recorded with Katy Ray?
that's still not out. That's like that's done. It's mastered, but I don't know when it's coming out. But
Okay.
but this one's like a lot of songs that I did really fast and did with Nico, like co-produced it,
Wow.
and Nico Osborne, and yeah, and it's songs that I was like, a lot of them are songs I was very embarrassed by, and so I avoided recording them, and then decided to give them a chance, and like now I'm actually I still like feel that, like I still feel like is this cringy? It's like very vulnerable, or it's just. I think some of these things are kind of corny, or I don't really know how I feel about it, but then other people don't seem to think that, and it doesn't really matter. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
also sometimes that's the thing that
Yeah.
is what allows us to love it.
right,
you know.
right.
Totally.
Everything is middle of the line. Like there's nothing to
Right.
love.
There's got to be some edges and some risk. And I
Yeah.
do. And from my theater days, I like, which are still kind of ongoing, but I trust, I like have learned, I learned like long ago to sort of like trust discomfort, a certain kind of discomfort.
Yeah.
So I just like lean in and cede control. And the parts of me that are still trying to like protect me, I'm just like, hi, I see you.
Yeah.
The way that you see the
Yeah.
trash. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't tell anyway. Like even if you were be super proud when you release it, 2 years after you'll be super embarrassed. Like
Right,
Who the
right.
fuck
You don't know.
knows?
Right. It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with that. And like ultimately it's like it's good to just see things through and honor them and
yeah,
So I'm excited. Yeah.
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be more shows.
Yeah. I've got a first leg of a tour is booked, and I just announced it today actually. So I'm going to be going to
Wow.
just like DIY,
Yeah.
just going to different
Where are you
cities.
going?
I'm going to Cambridge, like for Lizard Lounge. I'm going to Catskill, the Avalon Lounge. I'm going going up to Vermont to the Monkey House with a band I really like called Paper Castles and Fuzzy Bones, and then Cafe 9 in New Haven, and then Philomoka on the 4th. And
Amazing.
the Philomoka shows with Carl Blau, who I'm obsessed with, and this other band, Lowercase Roses. They're so beautiful, and I just like saw them playing on Instagram through someone's story, and I was like, "Who are you?" And so it's
Oh
been
my
it's been
God.
fun. I've just been like contacting bands through friends of friends and setting up little shows. Yeah,
Who's in the band of yours?
that'll be a duo tour with me and Nico, and he's so fun. Like he's my favorite person to tour with. Like he's my
Yo.
like best friend. It's always funny. So I'm excited for that. Yeah. The second leg of
So
the tour, I'll be
fun.
alone, which will be interesting because I'll be driving a lot by myself, which I like haven't really
Yeah.
done yet. So I'm like a little nervous.
Are you opening for someone that second leg? Ah, no,
No,
just the shows
that one's just
instead,
more
yeah.
DIY stuff, like down, but going south this time,
Yeah.
like DC, Baltimore, like Richmond, whatever. So
Wow. I'll make sure to include the song of yours, one of the singles
Oh, thank
after,
you.
because we don't have time for the whole song now.
yeah.
But what should be a takeaway in the last minute or so?
Of this day. Well, I have gotten to be in the same room as you so many times.
Yeah.
And I feel like I haven't gotten to do this.
I know. I'm so happy.
And it was part of the reason that I was
I
like, oh my
love
God,
that.
we gotta have Katy.
I love that.
We need to hang
I
out.
know. I actually like felt you like because you were at the Union Pools show because you
I
also
was.
sang with Lila that night, and like I like you in the audience. Like how it's so whoever's in the audience, it's like it like changes how you are on stage, and like I loved you being there. Like I
Aw.
felt your like energy and like your consciousness, and I just like I feel like it. Yeah, I brought out another side of my clown or something. I don't really know.
There
Yeah.
was a lot of clown imagery
Yeah.
that night. And that's really sweet because I think it's important as an audience member to remember that like everyone
really
makes a
are part of the
difference.
show.
Every
Yeah.
single person in the room makes a difference.
Totally.
It's true.
Yeah.